Okay, quick fish and chip batter. 2 eggs. I'm doing gluten free, so you need the eggs. Regular batter, you not so much. 2 eggs, about a cup of milk. Give it a quick whisk. Now, use ginger ale. Even though this is a cheaper product, great value stuff, it works just as well. Okay, rice flour. That's the stuff that I use. It's upside down because I cut it on the bottom of the bag. It's Dominion Black Marsh Road here, carries it, Loblaws. That works. So, first things first. Got the eggs into it, got milk into it. Baking powder. 2 teaspoons. What you always got to remember with fish and chip batter, baking powder makes it rise, cornstarch makes it crispy. So, cornstarch. 2 heaping. Now we're going to whisk that up. Rice flour, depends on how much you're making. This here it'll do for 4 people, maybe more. One cup. 2 cups. Might need a little bit more. We'll see. You gotta whisk it very slowly. Oh, 2 cups is enough. And you use your ginger ale to thin it out. Your ginger ale will also help make it rise because of the carbonation into it. It will come out a little bit differently than regular batter. If you're making regular batter, you don't need the eggs. But for the gluten-free stuff, you need something that's going to help stick it. As long as you got the eggs and that into it, a little bit of ginger ale, you're fine. Now, this here is a bit thin, so I need a little bit more rice flour. About a half a cup. That just should make that enough. And there's a quick fish and chip batter. I'll be back to you in a few minutes as soon as I get the deep fryer all heated up properly. Now, I took my fish, drained it off a little bit. This here's fresh fish that we caught this summer. Now, your batter, just definitely be able to see the thickness of it. That's the thickness it's got to be. You put a little bit into it, just a raw batter. It's all coming right up to the surface. So, you know it's done. You can flour it first. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends. Smack it off the edges to get some of it off, and then right down the deep fryer. You can see what I'm doing there. I'm holding it. And you see that it's starting to lift, and you just let it go. And she will release right off the bottom. Usually what I do all the fish in that first. Gets it all golden brown. Once it's all golden brown, I'll take it up out of it. Then I'll cook off the french fries and everything else, and then I'll re-drop the fish. Because right now that the fish won't cook all the way through by doing it the first round. Sometimes it will, depends. But for the most part, depending on your fat, right now my fat is a little bit on the old side. It's got a good color onto it, so it's perfect for doing fish. So I usually don't put sugar into it. Sometimes I'll put sugar into it if it's fresh. If it's fresh oil, I'll put sugar into the batter, a little bit of sweetness. And I also forgot to add in a salt. So I done that when I had the camera off, unfortunately. But a half to a third teaspoon, half teaspoon of salt to flavor it. You can put lemon juice into it. I have in the past, and I've also put savory into it. Savory puts a nice flavor onto it, nice color. Now this here will come out gluten free because there is no flour products in this. If you're gluten free, this here works really well with it. See the color? Now that's one piece done. As I said, I'll let that hold now because that's still cooking because it just come out of the fat. Let them go golden brown. And then when he comes out, when your French fries and everything else are ready, you quick drop down on your fish and it'll work out just fine. Your fish will be totally cooked all the way, still juicy and moist inside because the flour or the batter acts as a barrier onto it, so your moisture in your fish itself cannot get out. And it also works well on your rings too. This batter does. But that's the trick, you gotta hold it. You drop it all down to it, most of your batter is gonna come off it. You can use beer instead of ginger ale. A lot of different things you can put into it. This here batter that I found for gluten free, because like I said before, I've got an autistic child. Well, I can't child anymore, he's 18 years old. But he cannot have flour. So therefore, this is a batter that I've come up with using this flour. Now there is another one that Loblaws used to carry, depending on where you're to. In Canada, maybe in the States, I'm not sure. It's H&M, I think it is, the brand name onto it. They're based out of Toronto. I have used their flour before, and it works just as good. There's two types of flour that's out there. There's a red bag, and a green bag. The green bag doesn't work as well because it's glutinous. Not saying there's gluten into it, which is not. It's just that it doesn't work as well for batters. You can do it if you're doing pan-fried cod, no problem whatsoever. But if you're doing pan-fried cod, use oil and butter mixed. Because if not, it's a little bit hard to get it to brown up. Just the thing is, if you're using fresh fish, it's even better with it. But this fish here has been frozen. It was fresh this year, yes, but it's been frozen. So after you get it defrosted, you got to squeeze some of the water out. If not, you'll bust the batter right apart because the water will start to come out because of the heat and the batter itself. Your fish will start to cook through, and it'll blow apart. And I've never got burnt doing this here before, unless you drop it in too quick. Now, we're back to you in a minute there now. That's when the rest of them are done. I'll haul them out, get the French fries started. Alrighty, see you back in a bit. Okay, fries are ready. Dump them back in there, I'll put some salt. Never season these here first, because you're going to put them back down into it. Salt usually helps break down your fat, so therefore you usually season them afterwards when he comes up.
A table?
So just drop the fish back down. In the deep fryer, let it finish golden brown. That'll be a few minutes, so I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, we're down now. They're nice and golden brown. Take them out, put them in a basket, and let them drain. I had enough batter made, so I made some onion rings as well. I'll drop them down now as the grease and that is draining off of them. Drop that down, and it'll be plate up supper. My company that was supposed to show up tonight couldn't, unfortunately, because he's not feeling any well. He come down with strep throat. So, sorry, Mark. You're missing your fish and chips. Now these here won't take long. Same thing, let them brown up. French fries. Put the salt on there. Put the salt on the fish. Salt will help flavor it. Plus, it dries up some of the grease. Now, there'll be another minute. And a few onion rings. This is only one onion, by the way, one small. But it's enough to put an extra treat for supper. Now, that's it. Fish and chips, gluten free. Plus, I got 3 pieces left there now. That was supposed to be for the other guy that couldn't show up because he was too sick. So, got lots of food there. It's time to eat. Catch you later.